Right. First of all, thanks for doing the interview. Such short notice.
No problem.
Highs of Oxford followed by the lows of Luton. There's been a lot of criticism being aired on the forum concerning the formation tried against Luton on Saturday, and also some of the players left on the bench. What was the thinking behind the approach to the game, and what went wrong?
The thinking behind the approach was exactly the same as the setup for Oxford. We played 3 at the back with 3 in midfield, 2 wide players and 2 centre forwards. Exactly the same as we did against Oxford, we did against Luton. Against Luton, I've got the benefit of the DVD, and to be quite honest, I think they were much better than us. They were quicker, stronger, passed the ball better, and took the chances. They were very clinical. But first goal, 4 players challenged for the ball, and it dropped at the feet of the centre forward. Second goal, he had a shot, and it would have gone either wide or over if it hadn't hit the inside of Tom Cadmore's leg. Third goal, I can't remember the third goal. Fourth goal, we made a mistake. I think Tom Cadmore passed it in, which was something Tom's not done. 2 of them have hit the inside of the post. One of them has hit the inside of both posts and rebounded to them. So I think I would put Saturday's game down to a game where everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. We have had games before where everything that could have gone right did go right, and I would say Crawley at home was that, where we played awfully, but we got everything. On Saturday we got nothing. The chairman told me he didn't think that the referee gave us anything. I think everything we tried didn't come off, and everything they tried did come off. And sometimes you get those games. I don't think at any stage we were playing well enough to win the game, but we certainly created some chances. We passed the ball well at times, and defensively we were awful. And if you defend like schoolboys against good sides, then you get punished.
Okay. You changed formation at half time. Should it have been altered early in the game?
I didn't change the formation at half time. I changed the personnel. And I think taking a player off before half time is one, hugely embarrassing, hugely humiliating for that player, and could have a detrimental effect for the rest of the season. And yeah, we did talk about it. I was on the radio, and at 36 minutes we were going to make 2 changes, but with 9 minutes to go and we were already 7-0 down. I think at that stage it's a case of closing the door after the horse has bolted. We came in at half time. I took 1 player off, or 2 players off, juggled the team around. The formation for the second half is exactly the same as the first half.
Okay, thank you for that. Uxbridge Gazette's first line of the Luton match was hapless Hayes and Yeading United plunged back into the relegation mire. Do you feel coverage by the local papers is fair and accurate?
I refused to speak to the Uxbridge Gazette after the Oxford game because they didn't send anybody to the game. Biggest game of the season, and they've got 4 reporters who ring me on a regular basis, and nobody went to the game. So I flatly refused to speak to them about the Oxford game. It wasn't until after the Greys game that I then agreed to speak to them again. We're the biggest club in the borough. I can't say what their policy is, I can't say what their feelings are towards the club. I don't think we get a big enough crowd to warrant the kind of press coverage that something like Luton or Wimbledon do. But I don't think the coverage really affects the team as such. It might affect the club, but my responsibility is for the team. I think not sending anybody to the Oxford game was let the team down for me, because there was no official record then of a truly superb performance. So, in answer to the question, don't really know, don't really care.
Okay. Overall assessment of our first season at this level?
I think I'll leave that to the end of the season, because we're going to lose every game and everybody else wins every game, then it'll be a lot different to the assessment as if that doesn't happen. I think we have taken some time to get to the pace of the games. Some games we're still struggling, some games we're not. I think right now it's been adequate. It's not been exceptional, but it's been adequate.
Okay. We continue to hear of clubs struggling financially. How can we survive and compete at this level, and what realistic goals can be set for a club of the size for the next few seasons?
Realistic goals, I think staying in the division. I set a target of top 10. I think if we'd have started well and we'd have had a little bit of fortune, I think still top 10 would have been achievable. Higher than that, you're competing against, with the infrastructure that we've got, I don't think it's possible. I think you need to be training full time. I just don't get enough time to work with players. So can we get promoted out of this division on a part-time basis? I think history would show that in the last 4 or 5 years that hasn't happened, and I don't think it will happen. So I think this division is as high as we can go under the current structure that we have. But there are big changes planned at the club, obviously, with the sale of one ground, moving to the other, brand new facility, etc., etc. So I wouldn't be too disheartened by things at the moment. I think where I know that people in senior positions at the club have told me that they feel that we're 1 or 2 years ahead of schedule. So I think maintaining our position in this league is probably as good an achievement as getting promoted from the one below.
Okay. You mentioned about the new stadium. What's your understanding of the progress?
As soon as Barrett's decide that they want to build some houses, then we'll get some money. And it comes down to Barrett's basically, or whatever company they do eventually decide to sell to. As far as I'm aware, it's Barrett's, and when they take possession, they start paying the money. But until they take possession, they won't. As far as I'm aware, the contract is done and it's all done and dusted, but it doesn't start happening until they start doing some work on it. Now I believe that they can do work on it and us continue to play there, so you would hope that in the next 12 months that Barrett's will look at the economic situation and go, okay, in 2 or 3 years time when the site's finished, we'll be able to sell the houses. Whereas I think 2 years ago, anybody building new houses when they didn't have to would have been nuts, and Barrett's obviously a multinational company that are not stupid.
Okay. What's the thinking behind sending Sammy Alab and Robert Gradwell out on loan?
I don't think Sammy started a game for 5 months, and I know Rob Gradwell hasn't, so I and Rob Gradwell and both of them have spent an awful lot of time sitting in the stand. I would have thought that was fairly self-explanatory. If they're not in the team, both of them are on contract earning money, and they're sitting in the stand. The two of them, their attitude has been great, they've played in the reserves, but the two of them were desperate to play games, and I couldn't offer them that at our place, so they went somewhere else. That's a bit, if that's not self-explanatory, then I really don't know what is.
Okay. Will Jake Level be returning before the end of the season?
No, Jake Level will be signing for Beaconsfield till the end of the season.
Okay. What attributes does Charlie Edie possess? We didn't really get a chance to see him much on Saturday.
No, it's not a good game for him. He's played 46 games at League 2 level. He's been through a professional setup, so he understands what it takes to, or the kind of professional outlook or attitude that we're trying to bring to the club. That's the first thing. Second thing, he's a centre forward who's bright and sharp. He's not electrifyingly quick the way, say, somebody like Josh Scott would be, but he's very sharp in and around the box. And the way we've been going recently, we've been playing with 2 centre forwards. So I think with Stafford Palmer out injured for the rest of the season, Rob Gradwell going out, I think we need a little bit more quality. Craig Watkins has got an injury problem at the moment. Scott Fitz is just coming back, and I think it was right to bring in another centre forward. So he's a good finisher. He's bright and sharp. He's quick over the first 2 yards. He's got an eye for a goal, and I think he was cheap, which. Considering the fact that I'm over budget at this stage and have been for a while, then that was foremost in my mind.